My name is Michael Briody. I am an FX and crypto market specialist here at Bloomberg, and I'm excited to be joined today by Sebastian Gawenda, who is the global head of institutional sales at Crypto.com for Crypto.com's sponsor Spotlight, Crypto as an Integrated System. Now, you and I spoke earlier in the week. Welcome, first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
You and I spoke earlier in the week about this title, and we were discussing that a little bit. So I think a good place to start would be just like going through that title and why you chose that was your choice.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Mike. It's great to be here. And I think for us, it really comes out to perspective. So for Crypto.com, we're a global tier one platform and ecosystem. We have more than 50 million clients, spanning the range from beginning retail to sophisticated institutions. And for us, I say that not as a sort of piece to go ahead and pat myself on the back. It's about, what does that provide us in terms of insights? Because we're in this sort of incredible intersection of what clients are able to sort of do and see, and we get to see what works and what doesn't. Sort of the same way that lawyers, attorneys, consultants get to go ahead and be able to have some sort of that sneak peek insight, which is extra exciting for me. I won't nerd out and talk about all those details in super nuance just yet. But that's the part that I find super interesting. And so when it comes down to all the services that we offer and being able to see how people go ahead and interact with, let's say, the exchange piece that I work on, or maybe the payment platform that deals with crypto payments, stabilizing values, the NFT marketplace, the yield products, all these sorts of things. It's about how does that work together. So it's a really sort of long-winded way to say that the integrated service component, integrated system, when we see that and we see what's working, what isn't, for which clients is it working and which ones is it not, it's the ones that take a little bit more time to ask a few more questions. And so when you ask some of those questions, I think then you're able to kind of figure out, how do I actually use this? How do I do it in a way that leverages the things that I'm best at? So leverage the core competencies and then be able to go ahead and do more, and that's where we see success.
That's great. So let me ask you, your working background is a little bit of TradFi. Now you're in the digital space. So are these corporate investors, are they prepared? Are they structured properly to get involved in this space?
Yeah, great question. So I would say to some degree, yes, but a lot, no. And I think it comes back to asking those questions. So for me, it's always just a matter of perspective, and I always want to sort of know, well, why is this actually happening? Why are we missing, sort of an opportunity? Why aren't we doing more? And I think, a good example maybe is just to take one of them is to look at allocations. Some people will do a passive allocation and get exposure to a digital asset like Bitcoin, and then you do it, and that's fine, but you can do more. So my question is sort of always, in the back of my mind, because I get so excited about active management. This is, what I used to do, and I used to be a market maker, and I think, why can't we do more? Is it because we don't know about how to connect properly via APIs? Are they missing a fixed component? Is there like a latency misconception that they don't think they're able to do the things that they could otherwise? And I think for a lot of the time is those questions aren't asked to be able to, again, leverage those core competencies.
Yeah, and I think another part of that too is it's my next question as well, because it comes up at, you and I spoke about it at the beginning of the week. It comes up at every conference I go to, every meeting I have is on regulation, right? So when you think about institutions or corporations, they already have regulatory oversight, compliance, risk committees, the whole 9 yards. Do you think they're agile enough right now for digital?
For sure, for sure. I mean, I'm on both sides of the fence. I have a history in traditional and history in digital. So part of me will absolutely say that I think, yes, seeing what's capable and how things can be leveraged. I'm not saying that crypto isn't agile. Of course, crypto is agile, but there's so much that traditional players can do. It's kind of like, I love to use analogies and to think sort of in different ways. So I think the way, we can sort of think about it is because we are in New York. New York is known for having decent pizza. I'm from Chicago, so I'm not going to go ahead and say that we do it better. But I think we know a thing or two.
Sounds like a challenge, but we'll discuss that later.
Yeah, sounds like a challenge. But the sort of point of that is pizza uses dough, pizza uses tomatoes, pizza uses some delicious cheese, and you make something incredible. And even though it uses those same ingredients, it looks a little bit different from New York, still tasty and delicious, and Chicago still does an okay job, right? And I think that's what really institutions can do if they just take that little bit of time to have that conversation, because if you do that, then you understand how do I take these components to fill in what I need to do.
Right. So we've established that the traditional world can play with digital, hopefully nicely, and They will probably get married someday. But is crypto ready to function as an integrated system, as you mentioned?
Yeah, I really think very much so it is. It's not, it's not 2014, it's not 2015, 2016, it's not even 2018. We've made leaps and leaps and bounds in terms of strides of where we are now and what we're able to go ahead and do. So I think that functionality, when we were speaking to earlier about how excited I get about a fixed API and latency components and being able to build structured products. I mean, crypto is, for me, very much like an engine. Whether you want to put that engine into a boat, an airplane, something else, a car or motorcycle, you can go ahead and power many things with it. And I think when we've advanced so much, like I said, so you can use that capability and then structure all these sorts of things that really do aid and benefit to the way that institutions are used to working.